Hello everyone, my name is Mel and today I'm gonna show you how to create an animation in Procreate. We're gonna animate a walking cycle of a little lion, and I'm gonna show you and walk you through the process.
Okay, so first of all, we need to create a character. I'm gonna draw the same character I did for line cut. So it's gonna be this little line. As you can see, I already had some sketch. So now I can kinda tracing the line art. This is going to be the first frame of a walking cycle. Here I'm drawing the character taking his first little step. As you can see, I already had for my background like little shade that he's going to walk on. I'm kind of locking the layer so it would not disturb me, so it would be easier for me to draw his little footsteps. And always remember that the leg and the arm from one side goes the opposite ways. So for example, his left foot takes a step forward, which means his left arm goes back. Next step, we need to create the animation assistant. I'm setting the first frame, which is the shadow that he's stepping on, as a background there. And the next frames are going to be him walking. I'm creating a second layer, which is going to be a second frame of his walking cycle. And here I'm adjusting the onion skin that is going to help me do the frame by frame animation. The onion skin is a technique that is usually used for frame by frame animation, which basically shows you your previous and your future frames kind of with lower opacity. You can see it here. I already traced and copied his head because his head is going to be the only thing that does not change. So I am kind of simplifying the process by not drawing the head over and over again, but just copying it to the next frame. Here is the second position that his walking cycle is going to take. This position is going to be the highest, as his leg that he is stepping on is straightened out. His second leg is going behind him, and he kind of like takes a step with that leg. He's gonna bring it forward so we can show like the step he is currently taking. And here you can perfectly see how onion skin helps me to see what my previous frames were and to create the new one based on the position of the previous frame. If you have troubles with imagining how the motion is going to look like, I suggest you basically do the motion that you want to animate so you can understand the physics and the anatomy behind it. Here I'm kind of repeating the process. So we're going to have basically 4 main frames, which means 4 main positions, which the first one is his left leg being forward. The second one is his left leg being straightened out. The third one, the one I'm currently working on, is his right leg being straightened out, him taking step with his right leg. And as I already mentioned, remember that the arms and legs go in the opposite direction. So for example, here you can see that his right leg goes forward, which means his right arm is going to go backwards. You already can see the progression that we made with him taking a really big step. You can also see that I decided to animate his tail as well, so the tail will be wagging one way or another. And the fourth main frame is going to be pretty much the same as the second one. It's just the opposite legs. So to make the process kind of easier, I copied the same frame, the second frame, and dragged it in the place of the fourth frame. Now I'm just erasing the legs and switching them places, making the right leg straightened out and the left leg kinda taking the step. I usually, at this point of animation, I usually adjust the onion skin to only 2 frames, so I would see right the previous frame that I was working on and the next one, because right now we're going to create the in-betweens. In-betweens are the frames that go in between the main frames, which helps us to create a smoother animation. But already you can see that the line is kind of walking. It just looks really rough and not really smooth, so we are going to fix that. So while creating the in-between frames, I take references from the previous frame and the future frame that is going to be after the in-between. It helps us to create the smoother motion, so it will be easier for our eyes to see how the line is moving, how he's walking. You can already see how with the first in-between it looks way better, especially like in comparison to the last 3 frames that does not have the in-betweens between them, pun intended. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing with all the other frames, just adding one in between of the other. So now you can see how smooth the animation looks. The lion is walking, he takes his little steps, he wags his tail. Now we're just gonna color it in a little bit, so the animation would look a bit more fun. I don't want to make it too complicated, so I'm just gonna color drop the lion's mane. And to add on some texture, just like with the line cut, I'm gonna do this little hatches on his mane. And that's the thing that you need to do with all of the frames. You need to color drop the color to his mane. As you can see here, I also added him blinking. Just on one frame I close his eyes, and when he's going to move, it's gonna look like he's blinking. After I added color, I'm also adding some strokes just to give on some volume. If you want, you can go even further. You can add shadows, you can add his fur, but I want to keep it simple. For the background, I use the selection tool. Firstly, I wanted to add some circular selection tool to fill in the background, but then I decided to switch it up to the rectangular one. I'm selecting the space I want to be filled in, filling it with a color. And now we just need to whiten up our line. And I'm gonna do that using the color drop tool, the one that I used for his mane, because I want the line to be white. And here is our animation, the walking cycle of a little lion.
Okay guys, I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you will try to do your little silly animations as well. If you do, please share them in Instagram and tag our account. And I will see you someday later.